There are so many freedoms in the world, in addition to financial, that are equally important, if not more so. So why are we so obsessed with financial freedom? There are endless people telling us how to achieve financial freedom, how they went from broke to free, how they made their first million, how they make $10,000 a month, how if you want to be financially free, you can do that. There's different movements, there's different strategies, there's a ton of different tactics to get rich. And I don't discount how important that is. We have to breathe to live. We have to eat to live. We have to do a lot of things to live. But there's something in our society that has defined not only survival through money, but also success through money, your value through money, your worth through money, your achievement, like everything. And again, it's incredibly important, but I always get so curious, like, what is it about money that makes people from their teens to their 80s feel like they can tell everybody else they've got all this knowledge about how to do it, and they've figured it out, and you need to follow them? Because it becomes this kind of self-fulfilling, actually, maybe it's not self-fulfilling prophecy, it becomes a flywheel, right? Because the more people that tell you it's a thing you have to figure out, and they show their riches and their results, and then it feeds our own like greed / sense of not enoughness and wanting that. And then it prompts more people to be like, oh, that works. People buy these products or listen to these people who sell this thing. Then I will sell getting rich. I will sell being a millionaire. I will sell, financial freedom. And again, not discounting how important that is. But I just think it's such a disservice to all of us when we speak about financial freedom in a way that's singular. Mental freedom is something I talk a lot about, but it's also, that I don't think a lot of people understand as an idea just yet. So what I mean by that is we have the freedom to act and express and be ourselves. And by doing so, we get to make money how we want. We get to engage with the world how we want. We get to spend money how we want. The inherent thing in building freedom is that every single one of us understands it very differently. What I need to feel financially free is going to be different than you. What I need to feel emotionally and mentally free is going to be different than you. But at the core, we're all trying to be less encumbered. We're trying to feel less burdened by whether it's financial pressure or societal pressure or familial pressure or peer pressure. And if feeling less burdened is at the heart of it, then we have to understand what we're trying to unburden ourselves from. What are we freeing ourselves from? Financial freedom, oftentimes, not everybody, there's some people who talk about it very thoughtfully and encourage people to think about it more holistically. But most people that talk about pursuing financial freedom do it in a very singular way around the dollar figure. They might use some anecdotes in their messaging to sell the idea, but at the heart of it, it isn't really about understanding what people are trying to unburden themselves from. Because it often goes deeper than just paying off credit card debt or being able to buy whatever you want. It often has to do with feeling like we have the ability to live the life that we want. But in order to do that, we have to understand what life we want to live. And for all of us who consume like financial freedom content or read things about it or trying to build it for ourselves in whatever way we're trying to do it, if we lack the understanding of what we're building it for, of what it enables us to be free of, what it unburdens us of, we may get the money and still not feel free. And so financial freedom is often talked about as this be-all, end-all of the key to life and success and happiness. And I don't mean this in this cliche like money isn't the answer. Money is important. It's critical. It's a means for us to live how we need to live or how we want to live. But when we think about it as a be-all, end-all, and if it's talked about it in that way, it doesn't really address the core issue. And it's a lot of work that goes into making money. It's a lot of work that goes into understanding what skills you have and what things to do that can make you money and help you keep that money and help you grow that money. So for putting in that effort, we're taking in all this knowledge, we're learning all these tactics, and we're going to put in the hours to deploy those tactics. We're doing ourselves a disservice if we also aren't doing the foundational work to understand what that money is going to serve in our life. Because if you think about it, money is different than the fuel you put into your car. Your car can't run without it. However, it doesn't guide you. It doesn't give you directions. It doesn't help you understand how to get where you want to go. It doesn't help you understand how to get there. It doesn't help you understand the best path to there. It just gives you fuel. It just gives you a means to move the car. Money just gives you a means to exchange it for things you want. The acquisition of that money is sometimes an ongoing life's work. It can continue on for a very long time, years, decades, sometimes our whole lives for some of us. But in the end, it's still just fuel. It doesn't have other meaning beyond something that you can exchange. In the same way that gasoline is in exchange for movement. But if you don't understand the movement and the direction and what you are trying to experience along the way, then financial freedom isn't worthless. It gets you somewhere. But it may not be where you're actually trying to go. So I just put forward the question of, where do you want that money to take you? What kind of life is it driving you towards? Or is it going to allow you to drive towards? What kind of meaning does it allow you or facilitate you making in this world? Because without those things, it's just gas sitting in your tank.